When I went to school, the teachers had a name for me. Disruptive. Turns out though, inside school with a K, that's my biggest advantage. Inside construction school, I run a community where project and business leaders come together to flip the script. We're literally building the anti-project management playbook. And that's driven by the fact that over 7 decades of data tells us that what the construction industry currently does doesn't work. We focus on the 12 causes of project failure and how we use the 9 rules of flow to mitigate them. What happens is you get less drama, more predictability, and leaders that start leading instead of reacting. So yes, I was disruptive in the classroom, but now that's being put to good use inside school. If you've got a disruptive streak and you want to start your own community or join construction school, there'll be a link around here somewhere, and I'm sure you know what to do next. That's school with a K, not the one with a CH. I really hated that place. And that's not a story. I did really hate that place. All right. Sunday recap. What we're going to do is go through the posts that we've done this week, but I'm going to change this up a little bit. The reason why that who's just there, I'm at day 70 of 90 of the ORCA process now, so I've got it well and truly set. If you want to start implementing this for your team and you want to lead the way and show them how it should be done, reach out to me. Say, hey Benny, I'm interested in being that who and coming on live with you and having you run me through the ORCA process and talking to some of the stuff that's going on in our team. AI, you can use it as, it can be, I've put in the top there, a waste generator or a waste reducer. And the way most people use it is a waste generator. Everyone just looking at now is it's the new magical fix. Back when I started teaching social media in 2008, business owners thought that the magical fix was to jump on social media, post their crap, and everyone will come running to their businesses. As I said to them back then, social media isn't a fix for your shitty marketing. AI isn't a fix for your shitty processes. If you use it that way, what will actually happen is you'll increase the quality of crap going out, 10x it very quickly, not turn it to your advantage like it should be. One caveat with this as well before I get into this and show you, because I'm going to show you exactly what to focus on, how to use it, and how to increase the effectiveness of your team. If you want to use this just to get rid of your team, then I don't want any part of it. I don't want to talk to you. I don't even want you to watch the video. I don't want to work with you. That's not what this is about. This is about creating effective teams. Using AI to eliminate what we don't need, or eliminating before we use AI, a focus on quality. How do we increase the quality, 10x the quality of what we currently do by leveraging this tool called AI? And I'll give you a red hot tip. It's not by using it as what Ed Dale calls a calculator. All right, let's get the next screen up and we can get into it. So what we're going to do here, AI is my wingman with all my content that I create. The reason that I've been able to live stream every day and have good content like this is because it does a lot of the grunt work. I do the creative part of the process. It does the grunt work behind the scenes for me. The stuff that I'm not particularly good at. Before we kick off, let's go with a serious question. How would you know if your team has actually taken ownership? If you turned up tomorrow morning, you had the miracle cure, the miracle question. When you walked into your project tomorrow morning, what would it look like? Or what would be happening for you to know that your team had taken 100% ownership, not just followed instructions? All right, so it wrote this post here. One of my wingmen, this one that's here, it's a pretty good post. It's way better than what most people produce. This week wasn't about new tools or better plans. It was about where work actually breaks under pressure. Early in the week, we pulled apart SMART goals, not because they are wrong, but because they don't hold when Tuesday hits and behaviour matters more than intent. Midweek was about learning speed, not productivity, not busyness, whether teams are actually finishing work and getting better or just staying active. Thursday was the quiet one, who to how, busyness as a habit outcome.
And the uncomfortable truth that waiting for time to appear is usually the thing keeping people stuck. Yesterday we closed the loop: direction, alignment, resilience, and action. Not as a model to admire, but as an operating environment you either have or you don't. This is day 69 of 90, running this work daily. That's actually incorrect. It's day 70 of 90. Anyway, what stood out to me this week is how often projects don't fail loudly, they drift. Alignment fades, the PM carries more and more weight, and everyone stays busy. Nothing here is theoretical. This is what shows up when you run the work daily. I'll unpack everything specific in the live as it comes up and hit the attend button so you don't miss it. But if there's one question we're sitting with over the weekend, it's this: where does alignment break first on your job? And who's compensating for it right now? Bang. Rebellious catalyst, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you've already seen that bit before. That's pretty good. As Jim Collins said, good is the enemy of great. What the average person does is go to ChatGPT and go, I need to write a LinkedIn post and I want to write it about how to get more done. Spam me out a post. Spits a post out, throw it up. That's the level of thought and their level of intent that they actually put into creating that post. I put a fair bit of work into that one. That's gone backwards and forwards between a couple of different chats, a couple of different times to get to that level. But we're going to take it up another level again today, because we're going to speak to one person when we create this post, and we're going to speak to a specific problem. Part of what we spoke to this week was the ORCA process, and goal setting was obliterating obstacles. If we've got a goal and we're not removing the obstacles to get to the goal on a regular daily basis with our ORCA process, when we hit to the causes and actions, then what are the odds that we're actually going to get to the goal? January 2026 has already gone. How many of you can put your hand up and say you are still 100% focused, and you have been every single day, on your New Year's resolution, or the one thing that you said you're going to get done this year? One big ticket item. Who's done it? Every single day. 31 days in a row. Well done if you have. You've done extremely well. Right, let's kick off. How are we going to go about this? I haven't staged this, because this is what it's like when your team first starts using AI. They're not going to know exactly what to do. They're going to need to create a process first. What we need to look at, first thing, is if we're going to use AI, we'll look at from the hierarchy of control. At the top, can we eliminate it? Does this task really need to be done? Or what can be eliminated out of the process, which is just driving this red stuff, the waste. Otherwise we'll 10x waste very, 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 very quickly. Can I eliminate posting on LinkedIn on a daily basis? Not if I want to get to my Misogi, which is to win the school games. What I need to look at next is, do I have a process? And how can I automate it? I do have a process. So I use AI as a wingman, not a calculator, not as a spreadsheet, not as a Word document. All right, we're going to go to our Mox Australia Day handover. He is the AI that writes posts for me. Hey Mox, we are live on LinkedIn at the moment. Okay, what I'm just explaining to people is the reason that they get AI slop is because they focus on just using AI to speed up what they're already doing, when 90% of that is already waste. What we want to focus on is what Lean does, which is focus on our quality. Now, you wrote me a post today, which was a very good post. It was a banger. Even the banger bot said so. But here's how I want to take it up to the next level. So the mission for this, at the moment, the The obstacle that we need to obliterate is that inquiries have slowed down this year. Everyone's got back to work, got busy, and all the best intentions that they had late last year have already flown out the window, okay? So the number one way, the metric that I track to tell me that I'm on the right track with my content is watched minutes of my videos. I want to create a daily recap because the guys that I'm speaking to are execs, so they're busy through the week. So they might see a headline that grabs them and they go, yeah, I should watch that later in the week. And then they get to the weekend and they forget all about it. So all I want to do is wrap the week up into one tight post. I want to give you the transcripts from every live that I've done this week. I want you to use the headline that we used as to speak to it. Pull 2 to 3 key points out of it, timestamp, because I'm giving you the YouTube timestamp out of it. And we're going to wrap this up into one post. Like this is the weekly wrap up, okay? So, but we're going to speak to one person with a very specific problem here. All right, so this is an exec who's moved to a new role within a new company, okay? So not only, it's a very difficult time to be doing that, as you can well imagine, with all the stuff around AI, new guys coming in, what's it going to do, what's it going to change, how are our roles going to change, is my job even stable? We need to speak to, have something that when he scrolls through the LinkedIn feed, bang, the headline hits him. So we need that one-liner that pulls this whole week together. Everything that we've done this week, all the lives needs to come together, and then we list the lives for the week. So he can quickly go back and go, I saw that one earlier in the week, I want to go back and watch that one. Does that make sense? Are you 100% across what I'm talking about here? What we need to do to verify full kit before we start, I'll upload the docs for you in a second. I've got to do the docs off of my laptop, so come back to me, explain to me what I've asked you to do, you know, how we do this process. Ask me any questions you got. While you're doing that, I'll upload the docs. Right, so that'll take a second to transcribe. Whilst he's doing that, I'm going to go to, you can answer that question. How would you know? What would it look like? You walked into your project tomorrow. Everyone, you looked at it and went, everyone has complete ownership of what they're doing at the minute. What would they be doing? What would it look like? What would be going on? Upload file. So I'm going to give you, go desktop, week 5 content. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You've got 7 docs there. So you come back on answer. Yes, 100% across it. Let me play it back cleanly. Then I'll ask you. It's always good to get it to explain back to you what you've asked it to do. That's what Ed Dale calls word vomit, what I've done to start there. And this is what's known as prompt wrangling. This is not, hey ChatGPT, how do I do this? Hey ChatGPT, can you write me a post? Hey ChatGPT, can you think for me? Because I'm too fucking stupid to do it for myself. Not what we're doing here. This is using ChatGPT as a strategic thought partner, as part of your team. This is to enhance you and enhance your team. As I said earlier in the video, if you just want to do this to replace your team, get off now. I don't want you to see this. I don't want you to know about this. You want to create a weekly recap post whose job is watch minutes, not likes, not comments. The post is designed for one specific person. The exec who has just stepped into a new role at a new company, is already busy, slightly uneasy about AI plus change, and knows they should catch up on things they missed this week, but they won't unless someone grabs them hard. This post must open with one sharp headline. This headline must collapse the entire week into one recognizable tension. It should make that exec stop and think, shit, this is exactly where I'm at. Briefly framed, see how it swears back at me? It's picked up on my language, which is one of the reasons why I feed it all my transcripts from my lives, which is why when you read that post that was read out before, sounded like I wrote it, not AI slop. Briefly frame the week, no teaching. Why this week mattered, what problem it addressed, why it's relevant now. New role under pressure. List the week's lives as fast as catching up. Menu. For each live, headline, the one you use. 2 to 3 operator level takeaways, behaviour, not theory. Timestamp, YouTube, so they can jump straight in. Be explicitly designed for weekend consumption. You're probably meant to watch this. Here's the shortcut. Respect their time, remove friction, tie back to your real metrics, watch minutes, depth over volume, quality over speed. This is not a content recap. This is a recovery mechanism for busy execs who fell behind. How we'll build it, process. Once you've uploaded the transcript timestamps, I will extract the spine of the week. No themes, tensions. The thought outline that links smart, ORCA, who, how, ownership. Craft one line hook, right for the exec in transition. No frameworks, no AI talk up front, immediate self-recognition. Condense each live 2 to 3 behavioural signals. Close with permission, not pressure. If you missed it, here's the latest way back in. No CDA fluff. What I need from you, verify full kit. Before you upload, I just need a quick answer on these so I don't drift. How many lives this week? 7 lives this week. Do you want... Oh, hang on. So 1, 2, 3. What do I do? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. No, 6. Sorry. Can't. Math good. 6 lives this week. Do you want ORCA day numbers shown per live? Number 2 is yes, because we want them to be able to quickly and easily reference back to the post that they saw and make it easy for them to get back to it. Tone for the wrap-up headline. Quietly confronting, directly blunt, calm, authority. Let's go with calm, authority. Do you want to close the point back to school? Light environment, mention only. Let's go with a DM me if there's a specific video / topic that you want. Just DM the video or the topic back to me and I'll send you a link that'll take you directly to it on YouTube. How about that? I'll upload. This is the transcripts. Doing both. Yes, clear. Final brief verified, locked. Saturday, Sunday, weekly wrap. Target reader, 1 person clearly. Executive stepped into a new role, already busy, blah, blah, blah. Structure we will use, no deviation. 1 short framing. You confirm choices. So I've just uploaded the 6 transcripts on the desktop. Can you not see them? One other thing I want you to do for me, right? Once you've written this, as usual, we're going to feed this into the BangerBot. So I want you to give the BangerBot the context behind the thinking of how we're doing this, who we're writing it for, why we're doing a weekly wrap up, and what the intent of it is, which is to drive up our viewer time, because I want to get his input and his thoughts onto it as well. Good, all transcripts uploaded. We're good to proceed. Before I write the wrap, here's exactly what you asked for. Clean calibration brief for BangerBot so you can drop the draft. You're receiving this directly, not a standalone banger. This post is intentionally different to daily content. This is a Saturday, Sunday catch up. Job of this post is not engagements, watch minutes, audience. Right for this post doesn't make them think. Fuck. It's getting even more and more voice in here. This is exactly what I'm reading right now. It's not doing its job. Structure, non-negotiable. This post must open with 1 calm. This post is not core intent. Your job as a BangerBot. Write the full wrap post, calm authority. Write the post and put that in there as well, that prompt, the calibration prompt for the banger bolt. Put that in there as well. Your job's not to override him, but he knows what he needs to do. Your job is to get feedback from him. So make sure you don't override any of what he currently does. That's not what we're trying to do here. So write the calibration prompt so he knows what our context is, and write your post, and I can do one copy paste straight in across to him and get his feedback. What we're doing right here at the moment is my 3 highest value tasks. Planning and prioritising your day, because I've already done the plan and I'll run through the ORCA process with it as well. Doing social media with extreme competence. This is rare. Actually showing people how to use it. Demonstrating, this is how you do AI. You can go and spend a lot of time trying to work out the how if you want. Go back to yesterday's video, he'll probably put a line in there that'll tell you about it. How is slow and painful when you try and work it out for yourself. You want someone who, or who does it, knows what you need to do, then look at one of these 2 options up here. And the third one is, I'm establishing values and culture and maintaining it. All because I know how to do this. Do social media with extreme competence, which is very rare. Understood, I'll do both things in a clean response, so you can copy paste. Weekly wrap up post for LinkedIn. How's that post read? This one's for leaders who had good intentions this week and ran out of time. If you've just stepped into a new role, everything feels louder right now. All AI noise, new expectations, people watching, and no spare space to catch up later. So here's the week collapsed. No theory, signals from inside the work. Smart goals don't fail because they're badly written. They fail because they can't survive Tuesday. This wasn't about behaviour pressure, not intent on paper. The agent actually put the time stamped in there as I wanted, but I think we might live with that. Other PMs quietly become the constraint, not through incompetence, through overload, and what actually removes that risk. So what I actually asked for that you've missed is the time stamp section in the YouTube video where what you're referring to. Do we put that into the post, or do we make them ask for it? Is that something you've deliberately done? Deliberately left timestamp out in a public post. It's not a limitation, we just decide which way you want to run it. I'm going to go with it. Okay, so we're going to take that now that he's written there and go across to what Taki Moore calls the banger bot. This GPT has been specifically trained to write posts the best way that they work for a guy called Taki Moore, who's in the same similar sort of space as me. Let's see what it says its assessment of our post actually is. It'll go through and assess it. Short answer, yes, this is a clean, correct, and ready to send. Long answer, with a critical eye, as requested. Weekly wrap-up post, verdict. This does the job it's meant to do. Clearly not a banger, not a pitch. Respectful of time, poor execs, orientated around recovery, continuity, and not performance. Most importantly, it reduces cognitive load. You've done 3 things very well here. What works especially well? The opening line. This one's good for leaders who have good intentions this week and run out of time. That's permission, not judgment. Perfect for Sundays. The collapsed week format. You didn't summarise idea, you surface signals. The close. DM me the day or the headline and I'll sell you a drink link to YouTube. This is excellent. Low friction, no guilt, no funnel smell. This post will not spike likes. It will quietly generate DMs and watched minutes, which is exactly the point. I would not change the structure. Optional micro tightening, not required. If you wanted to sharpen one line only, ORCA week in review, day 64, 69 could be ORCA what mattered this week. That's purely stylistic, not necessary. Calibration prompt. This is excellent handover discipline. This is a difference between fucking slop and premium output. highest probability of success. You've done what most people don't. Clearly defined what the post is not. Clearly defined how it should be evaluated. Explicitly prevented framework creep and thought leadership drift. Thought leadership's fucking nonsense too. Won't go into that today. 2 things worth calling out. Why this prompt works. You anchored evaluation to watch minutes, not engagement. You named the emotional state of the reader, new role, pressures, unease. You gave the banger bot permission not to improve, tone, or add spice. This will stop him from rewriting it as a banger, adding hooks, over-teaching, turning it into a school promo. One optional line you could add. At the end of the prompt, you could add, if you suggest changes, limit them to line level trims only. Do not add new ideas. That's optional. The current prompt is already strong. Weekly wrap-up post, green light, calibration prompt, exactly what the new bot needs. Alignment with the week, tighten intentional, tone, authority without ego. Risk of over-editing, low. This is a proper handover. Send it to the banger bot as is. If you want next, optional, a Sunday pinned comment that generally nudges DMs without pressure, or a Monday bridged that cleanly... Hey, Big Dog. See how he calls me Big Dog? I called him Big Dog once. He calls me Big Dog all the time now. Can you do both of those? The Sunday pinned comment and the Monday bridge, please. And yes, once Big Dog is mutual, it's locked in. That's how teams actually form. If you both give clean and ready to paste, each doing a very specific job. Sunday pinned comment. Job of the pin, reduce friction even further and turn recognition into a DM without pressure. Short on time, DM me the ORCA day or the topic you care about and I'll send you the direct link. No scrolling required. Signals respect for time, gives permission to be selective, reinforces signal over content. Matches the calm senior tone of the wrap up. No hype, no call to action smell, just service. Monday bridge post, sets the week up cleanly. Job of this post. Pick the thread back up without the teaching last week and clearly move the audience from reflection to execution. This is not a banger, it's a handoff. Most leaders don't start the week short on ideas, they start it short on alignment. Last week wasn't about new frameworks or smarter plans, it was about something more uncomfortable. Why good intentions keep breaking once the week gets noisy. Goals that didn't survive Tuesday, PMs quietly becoming the constraint, teams starting plenty but finishing little, alignment living in people's heads instead of the system. None of that is motivational problem, it's an execution environment problem. So this week the focus shifts, less about what we want to achieve, more about what actually holds where the pressure hits. That means one clear page, one daily loop, fewer moving parts and less reliance on hero PMs to glue everything together. If last week made you uncomfortable anyway, that's us. In that's us kind of way, this week is about fixing it practically. ORCA continues. Right. Let's do our ORCA. We have hit our objective for the day. ORCA wingman. New shift, February the 1st, 2026. Home ORCA. Got it. What's all sorts of nonsense in there sometimes. That question, how would you know if your team had actually taken ownership, not just followed instructions? You walk in tomorrow morning, the miracle has happened. They have complete ownership of everything. What would your be? Going back to yesterday's video. Shut the fuck up. We baked you some shut the fuck up cupcakes. What would that moment be for you? Ask me. If you're not sure on that story, ask me. I'll send you a link, time-stamped, to where that story is. Home ORCA recorded, pre-stepped. Yes, the daily live is in process and it's almost complete. By the way, I would never have got to the point, if I hadn't been doing ORCA every day, I would never got to this description here where I've obliterated a huge obstacle for me, which has always been worried about pricing. Doesn't concern me anymore. I can quite confidently say my highest top package is 18k per month and the second one down's 5k per month. And if they want to go the Catalyst program, it's 197 US a month. And there is a free option there with school. But if you want to move quick and you want the highest probability of making this stick, you need that. No problem saying that anymore. 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, I would have stumbled, muttered, and and my way through that. Not anymore. That's a major obstacle for me towards where I want to go, removed. Probably that one thing that's held me back for 30 years. Verify full kit is done, physical Kanban ticket was done, and I ran the daily live. The objective today was to get the weekly wrap-up post format nailed. We did that. Yes, it was achieved. It's just second nature for me now, right? I know exactly where I'm going. I know what my mistake is. Win school games. I know what my highest priority is that I need to do to drive me towards that for this quarter, which is the MRR that I have to hit. And I've got to get meetings booked. I need to talk to people. I need to get my video watch time up. That's the cause that's going to create the effect that I actually want. It's Monday tomorrow, so we're back to a weekday. Same old, same old. 3 from 3. No. Not going to do the visual reflection loop today. I only do that every second or third day. Close. Done. 2nd of Feb. Tomorrow. We'll have February up there. Guess what we'll do? We'll do another live. We'll do another ORCA. Ordinary things. When done consistently, produce extraordinary results. It's going to start getting extraordinary here real soon. Take it, use it, make it a great week. I'll speak soon.
This is a big one, and I've asked a project executive that I respected a lot what the answer to this one is, but I'm going to ask you. When you think about the real objective of a project manager, going back to that loop, what is their actual mission so that we can bring it home for the listeners?
Okay, so the actual mission is, I'd go back to the book by Patrick Lencioni, 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, and a quote in there that says, if you could get all of the people in an organisation rowing in the same direction, you could dominate any industry, any market, under any conditions at any time. If you could get everyone, the PM's job is to get everyone headed in the same direction. If he could do that, you'll build any project under any circumstances, ever gets thrown at you at any time. That's my opinion. In my opinion, that is his number one job.
I love that, and kudos to you for pronouncing his name right. I always get that wrong.
I took a lot of practice to get that right, especially for an Aussie.
Yeah, because